So after the iPhone 14 originally came out in 2022, the late last year, almost like a year from now, we basically, at least I personally thought that it was a very, very small upgrade, probably one of the smallest upgrades we've ever seen from one iPhone to the other. And I already thought it wasn't that good of a deal. I thought it was, an okay iPhone at best. And, it was a great iPhone as it stands as, as its own. But when compared to the iPhone 13, I just didn't really feel like it was that big of an upgrade. And I kind of recommended people at that time, even now, if you have an iPhone 13, keep it. But even if you're coming from an older iPhone, just go grab an iPhone 13 and just save some money. But now that the iPhone 14 has aged a little bit more, and now that we're getting leaks and rumors and almost the official release of the iPhone 15, but also we're starting to get some new revelations of the iPhone 14, I kind of do think that the iPhone 14 is probably a worse iPhone now than it was even before. And if some of the leaks and rumors are true of the iPhone 15s, things like USB-C, things like maybe even sideloading, but that's probably going to be more iOS 17 and, European iPhones, but also things like the dynamic island coming to the base iPhone 15s. If those things are even kind of true, that is going to make the iPhone 14 seem like an even worse iPhone, which is so funny in and of itself. But that's just one part of the story. Let's leave the iPhone 15 out of this. Let's just say that with the iPhone 14, let's just talk about what this iPhone has, the issues that it has right now. And one of the biggest issues that we've been seeing, at least I haven't personally had on my iPhone 14, thankfully, but a lot of people have been having on their iPhone 14s right now, is actually with the battery health. So the battery health, for those of you who don't know, the battery inside of these iPhones, any device out there, any device that has a battery, Samsung, Google Pixels, iPhones, these things have batteries that will degrade over time. It's just like a car battery. As your, car battery, you use your car a little bit longer, it's going to go ahead and, degrade in the battery and you'll have to get it replaced. Same thing with iPhones. But the weird thing is the iPhone 14 has actually been experiencing, at least in my opinion, abnormal battery degradation at kind of a widespread scale. I've been seeing a lot of people complain about their battery health on their iPhones and how it's actually much lower now than it was maybe even like a month ago. But also it's much lower now than maybe the previous iPhone was after maybe like 2 years of usage. I've experienced this firsthand with my iPhone 12 Pro, and it was always my biggest fear that Apple wouldn't really fix this issue. My 13 was pretty good, but now with the 14s, it's looking like this is a widespread issue yet again. So how do we go ahead and fix this? Well, we can't really do anything about it, but I do think it's worth talking about. That way, if there's a widespread issue, Apple can go ahead and address it and fix it. They never did it with the iPhone 12, so they did push out a software update for it. I think it's time for them to go and at least address these things, and hopefully we can kind of get our head around of why this ends up happening like every other generation of iPhones. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.